Okay, I'm back. And this is part 2. We're going to take this Solidworks multi-body part into Visualize and come up with some kind of a rendering for the sales rep to show their customer, because the customer is having a hard time understanding what's a channel letter. Okay. I just want to show you a few things here before I get out of SolidWorks. I like hitting the space bar. Hello. First I got to click to let the computer know I'm back on this program and not one of my dozens of other ones that are open on my multitude of screens. Okay, space bar. And this little icon right here, new view, and I kind of almost always call my views Goot, because it's a Goot view and I don't have time to think of a more creative name. But if I do that and then I spin around and get lost having fun looking for better views, I like that one too. I'd like that one if it was in perspective. Be a little more realistic as you're standing on the ground looking up at it. So I could hit my space bar and come up to this icon again and say Goot 2. Now I have Goot and Goot 2. And so as I continue to monkey around, that's a good view, you know. I like that one a lot too. That's got that, you know, bug's eye, ant's eye view, fly's eye view. Okay, hit the space bar and call it Goot 3. Goot 3. And now if I want, no matter what view I'm in, using the control view functions like Control 1, Control 2, Control 3, those are handy as hell. Now, see this? It tells me I'm still in perspective mode. If I get out of that, it's going to be just whatever you call that. Would you call it? There's a word for it. Huh. I would say isometric, but that is not right. Okay, never mind. Back to the control views, Control 4, Control 5, Control 6, and my favorite, Control 7. But space bar and take me back to Goot. Space bar and take me back to Goot 2. Space bar and take me back to Goot 3. Okay, that's pretty handy. Let's get out of here. Let's just go to the tab for SolidWorks Visualize and Export Advanced. I always export advanced. Okay, one more little quick thing. You know, I get in such a hurry I don't care about little things like this, but a lot of people like to work while their backdrop is plain white. See the difference? Whatever floats your boat. I'm usually trying to get something done before I lose interest. So, all right, let's export advanced and get out of here. Now we've already saved this file in the first video, so you could real quickly hit a save and all your custom views would be saved as well. So let's export, and it's going to open Visualize. Of course I have Visualize Standard because I cannot yet afford Visualize Professional, but let's just have a little fun with it and get this part 2 over with quickly. Okay, so you're in Visualize and you can use the scroll wheel on your mouse to position. You can push down on the scroll wheel and spin around looking for those killer views that you want to project to people. I like that one. Okay, so that's good. Now, up here along the top, we have the colors that it came over with. Red, white, black, and tan. Pretty simple. But these colors, if you click on them, have some characteristics, like the red is plastic, and we know that's not plastic. It's shining like it was plastic, even even now when we haven't done a whole lot of lighting effects or anything else, but we don't want it to be plastic. We want it to be maybe paint. And then we want the clear coat not to be shiny like a car, because that's unrealistic in the sign painting world. And don't ask me why you would want any kind of a rough clear coat. Oh, snap, a phone call. Okay, I guess I'm back from wherever I left off. I guess the phone rang or something. All right, so we got this thing in here and we've changed the red to be more like a paint color on the return. The white represents the face, and let me tell you here, what we want to do is an emissive appearance. Now, maybe not 10, maybe 2, 3, okay, because it represents the acrylic face of our letter. The black trim cap, we could leave it as plastic, shiny plastic, maybe tone down the highlight value a little. And the raceway, we want to switch it to paint, maybe even a flat finish, but let's go with paint. Lower the clear coat because it's not a car. Hello. And that ought to work. So now we've got our colors adjusted. And remember, you could change any of these colors and it would still have the same appearance if we decided to go with white returns. It would still be paint, white paint, black trim cap, white faces. A quick way to change colors for your sales rep. And that's the end of that. Okay, so we're done messing with the colors. We come in here to the environment that it sits in, which is a little bit hard for me to explain because I don't want to explain it incorrectly, but I like to switch to this high contrast ramp, and then I like to adjust the rotation, which is the position of the lights in the environment, which then casts different shadows or highlights onto the letters. The back plate is nothing more than the background. I could bring in a photo of the lease space where the sign is going, or I can look through all my background pics, come up with something. You know, clouds, always kind of fun. Flying up in the clouds. Could have done, you know, something that represents a wall back in Solidworks. Anyhow, it might be time now to save this project. We're saving the visualize file. I always keep all my files in the same place, and this is of course the YouTube challenge, so easy enough to call it MTV state. MTV stands for Matt's training video. State plus Jones channel letters on a raceway. YouTube. Could put a date, you know, whatever. I like to do that a lot. 03/09/24. And now we've saved the project. Now remember, this is linked back to the project inside of Solidworks. So if I wanted to, I could take this file, probably do a save real quick. You know, make an assembly from the part. That could work, but that's not going to show up as any kind of a change in our Visualize program because I sent it out of that multi-body part file to Visualize. So I'm doing this to show you that I could search through all the stuff that I build, other parts, and I think somewhere in here is a existing building I could bring in. Put the building here. Might have to do a few mates. Like mate the back of the raceway on this part with the front of the wall here. Click for OK. Do an advanced mate where I make sure that that and that line up evenly, horizontally, in between that and that. Check, right click, check. Then of course one more where I ask for this face on the E and this face on the E to line up evenly in between that face and that face. See the green check on the right mouse button, or the little mouse telling me I could just right click and be done with that command. Control S, and since I'm in a whole new file, I don't have any pre-set views. That would be a good one. Again, you know, anything could be good. You know, if I wanted to, I could get out of the mates, escape, insert a new part, make that part connected to the bottom here, Control 8, normal 2, grab a rectangle and make myself some ground, go ahead and extrude it 0.001. Kind of don't care which way it's going to extrude, but it's going to extrude down now. I can see from this little arrow. Say OK. Control 7 and get out of that part, and I've got some ground. Now, if I go back to Visualize, nothing's changed. Oh, it has changed. It's asking me, do I want to re-import? And it always bounces out of the program. The only reason it re-imported, I think, is because I hit a save when I first jumped back in. Remember? So